forget epic reads. I can't talk with these in, but they look cool. Marie Catherine Hale. Catherine. Maybe I won't do it with these in. Hello, everyone! My name is Brittina from the channel BookLooksByB, and I am back here on Epic Reads doing yet another wearable to epic book look for All These Bodies by one of my favorite authors who also wrote the fantabulous Three Dark Crowns series, Kendare Blake. For those of you who have yet to read All These Bodies, it is a YA horror novel inspired by true crime, perfect for anyone who is still hanging on to the remnants of spooky month, like little old me. The story takes place in 1958, where a string of mysterious murders plague the Midwest. All of the victims are found mysteriously drained of all of their blood. And at the scene of the most recent murder, a young girl named Marie Catherine Hale is found drenched, bathed, doused, covered, slathered, just straight up marinating in blood. However, none of it is hers. So, when the authorities take her in for questioning, she won't speak to anyone except for main character Michael Jensen, who is the sheriff's son. And it is through Michael's perspective that we learn Marie Catherine Hale's story. Is she an accomplice? A victim? A murderer? A vampire? Who is Marie Catherine Hale? And where did all the blood go? Go read the book to find out. With that said, if you'd like to see how I put together this wearable Marie Catherine Hale book look for All These Bodies and turned it into this epic one, then please keep on watching.
I'm starting with our wearable book look first, and as always, I'm starting with a clean bare face and my favorite everyday eye and face primers, followed by my everyday foundation and concealer, as well as my usual go-to powder, bronzer, and last but not least, my favorite blush. Once my skin is all set up, I'm working on my brows by combing them out and filling them in with a dark brown eyeshadow and some brow gel. Moving on to our eyes, I'm starting by building up and blending a light, warm reddish brown shadow as my transition shade in the crease of my eyelid. To darken up the color, I'm slowly adding more of that reddish brown color and also blending in a little bit of a matte red eyeshadow as well. Next, I'm dipping into a shimmery white eyeshadow and tapping that all over the center part of my lid. If you're like me and doing eyeliner is the bane of your existence, then do I have a tip for you. Whenever I'm doing sharp, even lines like eyeliner, I first sketch out where I want things to go with the black or any dark kind of eyeshadow. That way, it's easier to fix, adjust, and clean up as I go. Here, I'm doing just that, and I'm also using this technique to mark where I want my red graphic glitter line to go, this time using the same red matte eyeshadow I used on my crease earlier. After that, I'm dipping into some red body paint to carefully trace over the red eyeshadow mark and right above my black wing liner. Another pro tip! I always like to keep Q-tips and or baby wipes nearby just in case I mess up. This is also why I'm using body paint instead of actual eyeliner, so it's easier to wipe away and fix up as I go. Once our graphic liner is on, I'm taking a little bit more of my matte red eyeshadow and I'm smudging it onto my lower lash line. After that, I'm dipping into some red cosmetics glitter and I'm placing it right on top of the red graphic liner. When both sides are nice and glittery, I'm sticking on some thick feathery falsies. If you're trying this look at home, and if you'd like, you're more than welcome to finish the eye look up here, but I wanted to give this look that extra All These Bodies oomph, so with my red body paint, I'm quickly painting some small, sparkly blood tears on the outer corners of my lower lash line. After that, I'm adding 2 tiny blood drop shaped gems under my eyes and topping both my top and bottom lashes with some mascara. Next, I'm lining and filling my lips with a red lip liner pencil and then topping it off with a deeper dark red liquid lipstick. Once I'm done with my lips, I'm setting everything with a hefty amount of setting spray, and before it can completely dry, I'm quickly hitting all of the highlight points on my face like my cheekbones, nose, forehead, brow bone, and cupid's bow with a pearly white highlighter. I wanted to darken up my lip color to give it more of a vampy blood feel, so I'm also dipping into a little bit of black and brown cream paint to darken the lining around my lips. After that, I'm using a black eyeliner pencil to tightline my upper waterline and white eyeliner to tightline my bottom waterline, just so the pink tones for my lash lines blend more into the eye look. Next step now is to quickly change into a cute Marie Catherine Hale dress, which I did off camera. I also tied my hair up with a dark ribbon in a way I could imagine Marie Catherine Hale doing it in the book. This is completely optional, and depending if you've read the book and how you interpreted it, I also decided to put in some vampire fangs just for some fun, spooky funsies. But after that, we're done with this first wearable book look. Woo!
Alright everyone, here is our first wearable Marie Catherine Hale look for all these bodies. Aha! Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da! Cute, vampy, sparkly, just the way I like it. But now let's make it epic. Cue quick transformation montage!
For this next epic book look, my main design inspiration comes from Marie Catherine Hale and some of the events that happen in the story which I don't want to spoil, as well as the overall creepy, bloody, murderous feel from the book. This entire epic portion is all going to be body painted on, and to do that I'm changing into my handy dandy body painting tube top. To start this epic look off, I'm repriming my face before setting my brows with several layers of a washable glue stick, followed by a hefty amount of translucent setting powder. Once my brows are set and dry, I'm blocking the dark pigment of my brows with some white cream body paint, and I'm using the same white cream paint to cover the centermost part of my face. After that, I'm coating the rest of my body in white water-based body paint. I'm painting on 2-ish layers of paint just to get a good opaque coverage before evening and smoothing everything out with some white airbrush paint. To better match the off-white coloring of the book cover, I'm also incorporating some light brown airbrush paint to contour under my cheekbones and all other hollow contour parts of my face and body. Moving back up to my eyes, I'm using a matte gray eyeshadow to contour right in the innermost corner of my eyebrow and dragging the color at a downward angle to give my eyes a little bit more of a sad expression shape. Marie Catherine Hale is quite a tragic character, and I wanted this emotion behind her character to be expressed in the book look. I'm also messily smudging that gray shadow all along my bottom lash line. If you look closely at the book cover of all these bodies, you'll see the very fine, spoopy detail of handprints pressing out against Marie's dress. I wanted to incorporate this detail into the look to make it look like hands were pressing out and trying to get out from under my skin or out from inside of me. Mwahaha, creepy. So to get that effect, I'm painting my hands white and stamping my handprints on parts of my chest and neck. This will act as stencils as well as highlights for my 3D hand effect once we start shading around them. And to shade around my hands, I'm using the same gray and black eyeshadow as I used on my eyes earlier. I'm not being too terribly clean with this just because they're going to be slightly covered by our creepy blood designs later. Next step now is to slick back my hair, and to do this I'm brushing out my hair and spraying it with water to slick it back and using gel and hairspray to keep it all nice and in place. After that, I'm dipping into my white body paint and I'm painting my hair white so it blends in with my skin and so the hair has an overall wet look to it. I'm also using my airbrush paints to coat the bottom portions of my hair that hang behind my neck. Once my hair is all nice and painted, I'm setting it with some white loose powder so my hair gets that extra opaque layer of white coloring. Moving back to my eyes and face, I'm marking where I want my winged liner to go with some black eyeshadow before tracing over it with black liquid eyeliner. If you're trying this epic look at home, it's alright if your eyeliner isn't symmetrical or perfect because we're going to connect the wingtips of them to the overall body paint design later on. Before I continue with my designs, I'm first overdrawing the shape of my lips with a dark gray lip liner and then going over it with a dark, cool tone gray liquid lipstick. After that, I'm dipping into some red body paint and following my black bloodstream lines and swirling my red blood lines alongside them. My main inspiration for this abstract blood design comes from the slight stream of blood dripping from Marie's collar onto her black dress on the book cover. I also wanted to reference the way she was covered in blood in the story by having the blood and black lines look almost like they're streaming across the planes of my face and body. Along with my streaming blood designs, I'm using my splatter brush to splatter red paint across my nose, cheeks, forehead, and hair, just to look more like blood splatters. I'm also splattering black paint across contour points of my body and face, just to darken those areas up a bit more. And of course, if you know me, you know how I love to be shiny and sparkly, even when covered in blood, so I'm moving back to my eyes to tap some silver shimmery eyeshadow on the center of my lids. I'm also topping off all of my red blood streamlines with the same red cosmetics glitter I used for our first wearable eye look. Next step is to put on some ginormous, dramatic feathery lashes on our top and bottom lash lines and smudge some mascara on them. I also put in some red-colored contacts off camera. Ta-da! And the very last step now is to paint our hands and arms just to blend in with the rest of the look. But after that, we're done! Yay! Here are our wearable to epic book looks for all these bodies by Kendare Blake! Yay! Thank you so much, Kendare Blake, for just existing in this world and for this chilling and oh so thrilling story. I also wanted to thank HarperCollins Publishers for commissioning me for these book looks and for always supporting my passion and my artwork. I had so much fun putting these looks together and even more fun reading the book. As always, thank you all for joining me. Let me know what book looks you'd like to see me do next, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!